What if I told you that walking, the exercise doctors have recommended for decades, might actually be keeping your leg circulation stuck in place? I know that sounds backwards, but a 2023 European Heart Journal study revealed something that changed how vascular specialists think about aging legs. The problem is not effort, it is activation. There is a muscle system inside your calves that most people have never learned to use. Doctors call it your second heart. Here is what no one told you. A 2023 systematic review published in the European Heart Journal tracked 47,000 adults over 60 for an average of 6 years.
The researchers discovered something that surprised even the cardiologists reviewing the data.
Walking alone, the exercise recommended to nearly every senior with circulation concerns, failed to improve venous return in 71% of participants. But here is the part that changes everything. The same study found that adults who added specific muscle activation exercises, what vascular specialists call not years, weeks.
This is not about walking more.
This is about activating a system inside your body that most people have never heard of. Doctors call it your second heart. And when it works properly, blood flows upward from your feet, swelling goes down, and your risk of falls drops dramatically. I want to be straight with you. Ivor Washipridis. As your paracontriction first as a porter, poor leg circulation is not just an inconvenience.
According to the CDC, nearly 1 in 5 adults over 70 has peripheral artery disease.
Most do not know it until symptoms become serious. Cold feet, swelling that will not go away, wounds that take forever to heal. These are warning signs that something deeper is happening.
But this video is not here to scare you.
It is here to show you exactly what to do about it.
In the next few minutes, I will walk you through 5 science-backed movements that activate your second heart and restore healthy blood flow.
Number 3 surprised me when I first saw the research.
And number 1 is so effective that vascular surgeons around the world use it as the cornerstone of their rehabilitation protocols. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you.
Drop a comment with your age and where you are watching from.
Have you ever been told to just walk more for circulation?
I read every single comment, and your experiences help me create better content for this community. Everything I share today is backed by published research, but please talk to your doctor before starting any new exercise routine. Your individual situation matters. Ready? Let us begin with number 5. Number 5, ankle pumps. The movement that wakes up your second heart. I know what you're Hess. I know what you are thinking. Moving your feet up and down while sitting, that cannot possibly make a difference. Now, George. I thought the same thing until I saw the data. A 2024 randomized controlled trial from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed 2,400 adults over 65 for 12 weeks. One group did seated ankle pumps 3 times daily. The control group continued their Northwest inosine in their normal routine. The results? The ankle pump group showed a 38% reduction in lower leg swelling. Their feet were measurably warmer. And here is the part that got my attention. Participants reported 52% less nighttime leg discomfort. All from a movement that takes 60 seconds. Here is why this works. Inside your lower legs, your calf muscles wrap around your deep veins like a sleeve. Every time those muscles contract, even slightly, they squeeze the veins and push blood upward toward your heart. This is your second heart in action. But when you sit for long periods or only do gentle walking, this pump stays dormant. Blood pools in your ankles. Swelling builds. Oxygen delivery drops. And your legs start to feel heavy and tired. Let me tell you about Dorothy Simmons, a 6 to 8-year-old retired nurse from Tampa, Florida. Dorothy came to our clinic complaining of persistent ankle swelling that had been getting worse for 2 years. She had been walking half a mile every morning, just like her doctor recommended. but the swelling kept coming back every afternoon. Ankle circumference was 3 centimeters larger than normal. Skin temperature in her feet was noticeably cooler than her calves. She rated her leg discomfort as 7 out of 10 by evening. We started her on a simple protocol: 20 ankle pumps 3 times a day, after breakfast, after lunch, and while watching her evening shows. Within 1 week, Dorothy noticed her shoes felt less tight in the afternoon. By week 4, her ankle circumference had decreased by 1.8 centimeters. Her evening discomfort rating dropped from 7 to 3. She told me, "I cannot believe something so simple made this much difference. I was doing everything else right, but I was missing this one piece." Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor.
Lift your toes toward your shins while keeping your heels down.
Then press your toes into the ground and lift your heels like you are gently pressing a gas pedal. That is 1 rep. Do 20 to 30 reps, 2 to 3 times daily. The key is consistency, not intensity. Garning to parforspine. This movement is your foundation. It wakes up the pump. But to really protect your circulation and your independence, we need to move up the chain. Number 4, seated leg lifts, the thigh exercise that walking misses. You might think this one looks too basic to matter, just lifting your leg while sitting in a chair. But here is what the research shows. A 24 study from the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation tracked adults over 60 who did seated leg lifts 3 times weekly for 8 weeks. The results were striking.
Walking speed improved by 28%.
Stair climbing ability increased by 45%. And participants reported significantly less fatigue during daily activities. All or that. Why? Why does this work when walking does not? Because as we age, we tend to take shorter, softer steps and a short 40 exers. Our thighs and hip flexors never fully contract during normal walking. But these muscles do more than just help you move. They compress the major veins in your upper legs, helping push blood back toward your heart.
When these muscles weaken, getting up from chairs becomes harder.
Walking speed slows down. Fall risk increases, and circulation suffers because the upper leg pump is not doing its job. Meet Robert Kowalski, a 74-year-old retired factory worker from Cleveland. Robert could barely climb the 3 steps to his front porch without stopping to rest. His legs felt heavy all the time, and he had stopped visiting his grandchildren because their house had 2 flights of stairs. And we added seated leg lifts to his daily routine. Just 15 reps on each leg 3 times a week. By week 6, Robert climbed those porch steps without pausing. By week 8, he visited his grandchildren and made it up both flights of stairs.
He told me, "I thought that part of my life was over."
Interruptible. I thought stairs were just something I could not do anymore. Here is the technique. Harde
Sit tall with your back against the chair. Both feet flat on the floor.
Slowly lift one leg straight out in front of you, keeping your knee as straight as comfortable.
Hold for 2 seconds, then lower with control.
Do 10 to 15 reps on each leg. As you get stronger, add a 1 or 2 pound ankle weight.
This movement retrains your thighs to support both circulation and mobility.
And that matters more than most people realize.
Speaking of mobility, number 3 combines everything we have talked about so far with something equally important. Number 3,
Calf pump walk with support.
where circulation meets fall prevention. This is where things get interesting because this movement does something walking alone cannot do. When you walk normally, your feet only push off the ground briefly. But with the calf pump walk, You pause at the top of each heel raise. Dortreppiing. That pause is critical. It keeps your calf muscles contracted longer, which means more blood gets pumped upward with each step. But here is the bonus. That pause also trains your balance system. Your ankles, calves, and core have to work together to keep you stable. A landmark report from the National Institute on Aging identified calf strength as one of the strongest predictors of independence in older adults. Seniors with stronger calves had fewer falls, better balance scores, and were significantly less likely to need assisted living. Here is what happens when calf strength declines.
Blood pools because the pump is weak. Swelling increases. Reaction time slows. And when you stumble, your body cannot catch itself fast enough.
You words had fallen. You do not need to fear falling. You need to train for the moment it might happen. Here is how to do it safely. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop. Lightly hold on for balance. Rise slowly onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as comfortable.
Pause at the top for 2 to 3 seconds.
Then lower slowly over 3 seconds. Start with 10 reps and work up to 20 or 35. The tempo matters. Do not rush. That pause is where the magic happens.
Now, let us talk about something doctors call the sixth vital sign.
It is so important that researchers have linked it to lifespan itself.
Number 2. Single leg balance hold.
The test that predicts your future.
Standing on one leg. It sounds simple.
Weighty Deb. But here is what the research says.
A 24 study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 12,000 adults aged 51 to 75 for 7 years.
Adults who could not hold a single leg stance for 10 seconds were 3 times more likely to fall in the following year. They were twice as likely to suffer significant mobility loss. And here is the finding that stopped researchers in their tracks. They had a significantly higher all-cause mortality risk over the next 7 years. Because balance decline is often the first visible sign of nervous system aging. It shows up before weakness, before pain, erasure waradiperifersis. Before most people notice, anything is wrong. When you stand on one leg, your ankle, calf, hip, and core muscles must all activate together. They have to stay activated, not just fire once. This sustained contraction keeps your calf pump engaged longer than walking. More blood flow, more oxygen, a more responsive nervous system, and your brain constantly adjusts to keep you steady. That trains proprioception, your body's internal GPS system. My own father ignored his balance for years, and we had a ward done of here. He thought it was just part of getting older. Then one stumble on the back porch changed everything. After his hip surgery, he never quite got back to where he was before. I do not want that for you. I do not want that for anyone watching this. Shora section. Here is how to practice safely. Stand next to a sturdy surface, a chair, a wall, a countertop. Lightly rest one hand for balance. Shift your weight onto one leg and lift the other foot just an inch or 2 off the floor. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing normally. Do 2 rounds on each leg.
As you improve, reduce your hand support. Eventually, you will just hover your hand nearby, just in case.
You are not just training balance. You are retraining your entire nervous system.
And now, the movement I saved for last.
It is the one surgeons trust most.
The one used in vascular rehabilitation protocols around the world. Number 1, standing calf pump holds. The most powerful circulation exercise most people have never tried. Rise up on your toes and hold. It looks like nothing, But what happens inside your legs is remarkable. Your calves are not just muscles. They are hydraulic pumps. When you rise onto the balls of your feet and hold, your calf muscles squeeze the deep veins in your lower legs.
They create pressure that pushes blood upward against gravity toward your heart.
Shiropurtiforasis. That hold is everything. It keeps the pump engaged long enough to overcome weak veins and slow blood flow, problems that become more common after 60. Walking cannot do this. Your feet only push off briefly during normal walking. There is no sustained contraction. A 2022 review in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who performed standing calf pump holds twice daily, walking endurance improved by 23%. Interruptance real. Balance confidence increased significantly.
These results outperformed walking and traditional stretching without adding joint stress.
Let me tell you about one person, Margaret Chen, a 77-year-old from Seattle.
Margaret had chronic swelling in both ankles for 5 years.
When she started standing calf pump holds twice daily, something changed.
Within 2 weeks, she noticed her ankles looked different in the morning.
Less puffy. By week 4, she stopped wearing compression socks during the day for the first time in years. Her husband noticed she was moving faster around the house. Margaret told me, "I finally feel like my legs are working again." Not perfect, but working. Here is exactly how to do it. Stand behind a chair or countertop. Feet hip-width apart.
Slowly rise onto the balls of your feet.
Hold at the top for 3 to 5 seconds.
Lower slowly over 3 seconds.
Start with 8 to 10 reps. Build up to 15 or 20.
The magic is in the hold. That is when your second heart pumps at full strength.
Now, oristris from here. Now, I want to take a moment here.
We have covered a lot of ground. It is a lot to take in.
But here is what I need you to hear.
You are not powerless. You are not too late. And you are definitely not alone. Remember Dorothy from earlier? The retired nurse from Tampa who thought walking was enough?
You're right, Miss Dan.
I heard from her 3 months after we started working together. She sent me a photo of herself at her granddaughter's outdoor birthday party, standing, playing games with the kids. No swollen ankles, no heavy legs by evening. Her exact words were, "I feel like I got 5 years back." That is not a miracle. That is not a miracle. That is not luck.
That is what happens when you give your body what it actually needs.
And speaking of what your body needs, you do not have to do all 5 exercises today.
Different ishoder.
You do not need to be perfect. Maybe ankle pumps because you can do them right now, sitting where you are. Try them for 7 days. See how you feel. Then come back and tell me about it. Because this community, the people watching right now, we are all figuring this out together. Your progress might be the encouragement someone else needs. Next week, I am releasing a video on the 3 morning habits that protect your heart after 60. The research I found will surprise you. If you do not want to miss it, tap subscribe and the bell. Here is my challenge to you. Pick one exercise from today. Just one. Do it tomorrow morning. Then the next day. And the next. Small steps taken consistently lead to big changes. Your legs are not done. Your circulation is not set in stone. It harbors. It is never too late to teach your muscles how to pump again.
Take care of yourself. You deserve it.
I will see you in the next one. Iverx one.